So you've purchased a property, you got a piece of raw land, and you need to know how many details do I need in the description to get enough eyeballs on this property to go ahead and convert to a sale. Well, in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how we structure these deals so that when people view them, they see all the details and they say, yeah, absolutely, I wanna move forward with this purchase. And this was actually inspired by a question that came in the comments section down below. So remember, if you have questions about the land investment business, drop those down below or text them to me at 440-567-6040. We're going to answer your questions for you in video format just like this. But just know, before I get into the content piece, if you need help getting through your first or next land investment deal, be sure to drop by landflippingmichael.com. You could set up coaching calls over there. Details will be in the description along with other resources you could use to expand upon your passive income streams. But let's get into this here. Bear with me, I'm a terrible reader. But this question came in from Susie, and she said this is about utilities on vacant lots. I saw a land and farm listing for a 1.04 acre lot that said it has electric running to the property line. Photos in the listing showed power poles nearby. I sent an email to the seller asking how I can verify the electric. His response was, we're not sure who services the power lines by the property. Everything we know about the property is listed on our website. We do not dig into every detail, which allows us to offer them to you very inexpensively. So the question that she follows up with this is, after I purchase a lot and I'm getting it ready to list it for sale, should I bother to give the utility details and proof that there's electric to the lot? What is standard practice for sellers and the buyers in this? Great question, because this does come up a lot. A lot of random questions do come up, and they're not so random. People do want to know details of the properties. Here's exactly how I structure this, and there's a number of ways to go about this because every property is different. Now, whatever property you're selling, you want to share all the upside along with a little bit of the downside to the property so your potential buyer knows what they're getting into. Now, if there's power lines going across the property, absolutely, that's a positive, and you want to note that in the details there. But if the property you're selling is something you're selling for $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, let's say you're working on a 50% margin when it's all said and done, meaning if you're selling it for $1,000, you're probably all into it for $500, meaning you purchased it, you had advertising costs on the acquisition and on the flip, you're all in for $500, your exit's $1,000, so you're only going to make $500 on this property. Now, $500 is a cool, quick flip, but it's not enough to exhaust all your energy and resources to spend tons of time finding out every last detail for a $500 conversion. So on these cheaper type properties, here's exactly what we do. We look for all the upside like we started out with. If there's power lines, great. I'll go ahead, here's my exact formula really. I'll take the property main details there. So parcel number, legal description, GPS coordinates is gonna be the most important. I'll take the GPS coordinates and I'll put them into Google Earth. Now I go ahead and get the satellite overview. It'll drop a pin on the property. Boom, I grab a screen grab on my phone. I have an image of that. I crop it out so it looks nice. Next, I scroll around the area. What amenities are nearby this property? Are there national forests? Are there fishing areas? Are there hunting and lake type stuff? Is there anything people are going to want to visit? Recreational type stuff, restaurants, whatever. I'm grabbing all those details. So that's what I mainly focus on. Then I click the little X on the Google Earth app there, and that will give me Street View. Now, typically, Google Earth does not drive past these cheap off-grid lots, but there's usually a highway within a half mile of the property. You could land on the ground there and get a view of what the ground view looks like. I grab a couple screen grabs of that. Here's how my description goes down. So top of my advertisement piece, I put the size of the property, the county, and that's it. Then I do a couple pictures. I do the picture of the satellite image. I do a picture of the ground view. Then here's where we get into the description of it. 1 acre lot, Valencia County, New Mexico. Seller financing, 50 down, 50 a month for 36 months. Here's all the details of the property. Here is the parcel number, the legal description, the GPS coordinates. Own right now for what I said, $50 down, $50 a month for 36 months, buy it now. Then under the buy it now button, a lot of times I'll do another little follow-up ad piece. I'll say, nearby amenities include hunting at this preserve or whatever, fishing at this lake. I don't know if that's a thing. Hunting at a preserve, I'm pulling stuff out of my butt right now. But fishing at this lake, restaurants are X, Y, and Z. ATV trails include blah, blah, blah. So I put all those details in there and then boom, click here to buy it now. Now, when people see this, they usually click and they buy it right away. It's incredibly affordable. There's a lot of cool stuff in the area. But to the point of the electric lines on the property, I actually structure mine very similar to however this seller did it. I have no idea who this seller is, but yeah, I'm going to let you know what the upside is. But if you say, well, what size property can I, or what size building can I actually build on this property, or what are the house dimensions that are allowed in this area? I always say, look, reach out to the county. They could give you full details because I don't want to mislead you on what you can and cannot do to this property. So I always, send them right back to the county. Call the assessor's office, call the treasurer's office, call the building department. They have the true blue answers to all your questions there. I'm going to give you an overview. And like I said, like this seller said, I'm selling you something at a great, great price. It's definitely well below value and it's highly affordable. But with that, if you want to know every nitty gritty type detail, you're going to have to do a little more research on your own. So, and that's totally legal. But let's go to the other side of this deal here. Higher end properties, we want to do a little more homework. Now, let's say we're doing deals at, I would say $20,000 and above. And even I've done this on $5,000 deals, but $20,000 and up, you want to capture all the details there. Because if you're selling it for $20,000, you may have got this for $5,000 to $7,000. There's roughly $13,000 for you to play with. You want to go ahead and do a little more digging because that $13,000 check is a little more exciting than a $500 check. So that's when you're going to go ahead. Here's who supplies the power in the area. Here's the utility company. Here's that. Great ad piece. You're investing your time to go ahead and cash out that 13 grand on the back end. Totally worth doing, or even better, is you hand it over to a real estate agent. They put it on the MLS, do all the work for you for 7 to 10% of the overall price. There's plenty of meat on the deal, so you're good to go with that. And that's actually what I've been doing on my Florida deals as well. Now, I know we kind of went all over the place with this, but the reality of it is you're looking to see how much detail you had to give within your listings. You want to give a lot of the upside, you want to give a little bit of the downside, so you're being completely transparent, but you don't need to give every single tiny deal that comes along with the property, because this will just be more questions, and you're going to exhaust your energy, resources, and ultimately burn out over $500. On bigger margin deals, by all means, let's do the back and forth and let's get this thing to the finish line. I want that fat check and you want this incredible property I'm trying to sell you. So we work together on both sides of it. So hopefully this answered your question here, Susie. And if you have any other ones, go ahead and drop those down below. To everybody checking out this video, I truly appreciate that. If you have questions, drop them down below. Or like I said, you can text them to me at 440-567-6040. I'll create the videos answering your questions for you. And like I said before, you can go to landflippingmichael.com if you need help getting through your first or next land investment deal. This stuff does work everywhere. There's a deal in every marketplace. Some markets are better than others, but as long as you're making lots of offers, you will get conversions. And when you get a conversion, you're going to get a paycheck there. So I truly appreciate you tuning into this. Thank you so much. And I look forward to connecting with you in the next video.